Hey, my name is Dan, and I'm making this video for people like myself who have to deal with issues and things of that nature that they have no control over. Uh, I'll explain. I was born with a congenital heart defect. I was born with hypoplastic left heart syndrome, and what that is the left side of my heart didn't work as well or wasn't as strong as the right side of my heart. From the time before I had any memory of anything, I had had 3 open heart surgeries. I had been cracked open 4 times because I had a cardiac arrest when I was 2, I believe. And there isn't a memory that I have that I don't remember constantly going to the hospital. When I was 13 in the 8th grade, I had a heart transplant, and I'd say that I've been lucky and have been relatively, or healthy, definitely not even relatively, but healthy since the transplant. I've been taking very good care of myself. I go to the gym, I work out, I live a normal life for the most part, except for the fact that every couple of months I go to the hospital for a biopsy and a checkup, and I take pills twice a day. I also can't really drink, and that I'll explain, but it's mostly because I'm 21 now, and it makes life sort of difficult. And I'm not going to go into that because it's not that important, but the whole main point of me making this video is because I want to reach out to people who are like me, who have congenital defects or just, illness, whether it's cancer or something that they feel like they've kind of been shorthanded with in life. And it doesn't even need to be some sort of sickness. I mean, like depression and this and that and whatever you got, I'm here to kind of talk about. And I would like to try to make these videos as often as I can. But right now I'll kind of go into why I'm making this one specifically. I've been thinking about doing this for a while. I really have had a lot of more mental issues with a lot of the things I'm dealing with than anything. I'm pretty sure that there's a provided person to talk to when I go to the hospital. But I've met that lady, and she doesn't seem like she's the nicest person. I've been to therapy, and I've just genuinely been angry about the shitty hand that I've been dealt for the last few years. Every time I go to the hospital, I'm angry about it. I feel like I live a normal life, and I get interrupted by that. My normal life gets interrupted by this nuisance that I've been kind of damned with, almost, I'd say. And it sucks. I mean, the whole thing is everyone kind of always is like to me, oh, well, I understand. It sucks. I'm really sorry. And, you try to talk to, I talk to my friends about it, and they're great, but they don't understand the full way that it is to me because they don't experience the shit that I do. And as much as you can say you understand, you don't. And I want to kind of put these videos out there for people because I kind of have more of a feeling of what you're going through than most people who are just in your life and are like, oh, I know it's tough and, blah, 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 blah. They give you a spiel, and it's a genuine one to say, but it's not helpful to sometimes, I mean, there's some days where it's just why me, this sucks. I fucking hate everything because I've been cursed with this shit. And I'll be the first one to say that I complain way too much on the fact that I'm very lucky. But at the same time, this part of my life eats away at me a lot. I mean, it's hard enough to just be a person in life with no issues besides the fact that life is kind of one of those. You gotta go to school and work, and you have to deal with people and friends, and, it's not always easy in general, but then to be topped off with the fact that you have this like extra load given to you kind of blows. I mean, I won't be polite about it. It kind of sucks, you know? And I mean, I'm making this today specifically because I had a really bad day and I was at the hospital. There was setbacks there, and it's just never convenient to be there. And then when they have all these scheduling things go on, it's even worse. And it's just, it really, like, I broke down today. I wanted to hit something. I was crying. I mean, I was tired. I was cranky. I was hungry because I couldn't eat because I was having a procedure done. As you could tell, my neck has been, like, penetrated. But, you know, it's not an easy thing to deal with. And I want to know the opinions and the way other people feel and the way that other people deal with it. You know, I mean, I'm sort of making these to help you, but I kind of also want you to be able to help me. Because there are just some times where it's hard, and, you know, like I said, it's not easy to talk to someone who really doesn't get it. And sometimes I just want to, like, I sulk about how shitty it is, and maybe that's not the right way to go about it, but, I mean, you know, it's the only thing I feel like I can do that isn't inconvenient to everybody else, because I'm not going to be the guy that sits around all the time and is like, oh, well, why me? Why was I given this? Like, and then be sad about it all the time. But there are times where it's not easy, especially when it's like, oh, Dan, you have a hospital appointment today, and we got to take off work and school and whatever the fuck it is you're doing that's not important enough to be this, and go and be, like, kind of violated almost, you know? I mean, not in, like, a weird way, but it's demeaning in some points where things are, like, being put into you and who's around you and what's going on, and, like, it's a lot, and it's a lot to deal with. And I mean, at the hospital I'm at, I don't specifically have someone that I can go talk to, and I mean, I've chosen that sort of, but they don't have, like, a group of people that I can relate to. It's like talking to somebody who's a therapist, and they don't understand because they didn't go through that, and it's hard to, like, get advice from somebody who hasn't been in your situation. It sucks. It's like talking to someone about, you know, oh, like, you lose someone in your family, and you talk to someone who's never had that experience. It's hard to have that be relatable. You know, if you want to talk to somebody on how they dealt with this certain death, it makes more sense to talk to somebody who's dealt with that instead of talking to somebody who hasn't. You know, so like I said, I'm Dan. I'm sorry, I'm watching a hockey game, and I'm very upset about it. But anyway, share this video with people who have issues. You know, maybe if I can't help you, someone else who watches this can, and we could start a little community of something that goes on, you know, whether it's anxiety or depression, congenital defects, some other sort of illness, cancer, this, that, you know. I want to start, like, a page or a community where people who are, like, in their teens and early 20s to be able to talk to each other and be able to, like, kind of get through this together, especially because I feel like this age is the one where it's like, decide everything right now for what you want to do for the rest of your life, but meanwhile, deal with this shitty thing that you've been dealing with forever, or this shitty thing that you just got, like, cursed with, you know? So, let me know what you think, and thanks for watching.